All right, people, welcome in. What's going on? Post-snap reads. A little bit ridiculous of a weekend. What a day, what a game, what a time. Football is starting to take shape, starting to take form. Awesome, loving it, but completely bonkers. Bonkers for sure. Post-snap read is right here, right now. We just covered the Packers. We'll go backwards. We just covered the Packers and the Eagles game. Why is it not showing up on my screen? Oh, there it is. Okay. So, Monday Night Football, what a disaster. This was just as bad as the Thursday night game. The Eagles beat the Packers 10-7, and the Broncos beat the Raiders 10-7. So, the Eagles, Packers, and Broncos supposed to be the best teams in the league, and they're playing like crap, at least offensively. So, the Broncos defense, you can't mess around with them. I get it. All right, best defense in the league, right there with the Texans. Texans probably a little bit behind. I got the Broncos higher than the Texans defense. But the offense for the Broncos is terrible. They're not even mid. They're below mid. They're below average. They hope one day to be mediocre. So the Broncos, with Bo Nix, they got to figure out something. But if they can get Bo Nix in this offense to be average, if they can get him to be middle of the pack, the Broncos are a possible Super Bowl contender. That is true. That's what I believe. Appreciate the popping on in there, Dr. Delay. Thank you. So, if they can do that, I don't know if they can do it, but if they can do that, the Broncos are a top-notch team. They're 8-2. They're right there with the Colts and the Patriots. Colts are in the lead at the moment, but Broncos offense needs to do something, because without that defense, they're the Raiders. The Broncos are the Raiders without that defense. That's how bad it is. It's scary bad. What up, gaming boys? Steve Hawkins and the Raider. I see you guys. I see you. So that's the recap of the Broncos Raiders. Oof. But that left a bad taste in our mouth. So we started the week with terribleness, 10-7 score, and we ended the weekend with terribleness, with the Eagles winning 10-7. The final, 9 minutes of the fourth quarter brought us a little bit of action for the Eagles and Packers. But man, the offenses were not doing much at all. The Packers lost Kraft last week, tore his ACL. That's a huge hit for the Packers. And they dropped to 5-3-1. And the Lions lost too, but the Packers, man, I had them in a wild card spot at the beginning of the year, and I still believe they're a wild card spot. I don't think they're that dangerous, and they're going to be good. They should make the playoffs, but I don't trust in Love. Love is a mess. He's too inconsistent. He doesn't have any weapons. That offense has no weapons, as you saw tonight. But Eagles, Packers, and Broncos, we took a deep dive in them in Week 10, and they were like, What up, Dr. Delay? Welcome in, man. Welcome in. Glad to see you. Glad to have you. Appreciate the raid. Packers are better. What are you talking about? That is just the dumbest thing I've heard. That's sorry, Delay. That's so bad. That's so bad. That's such a bad take. Such a bad take. But man, the Eagles and Broncos and even the Packers, like what is happening with these teams? They are just not firing on all cylinders, and they're supposed to be the best teams in the league. So the Eagles go to 7-2, good for them. The Broncos 8-2, good for them. 5-0 at home, but they scare me. They worry me with not showing just facts. That's such a horrible take. That is so bad. The 5-3-1 Packers tying the Cowboys, losing to the Browns. And losing to Eagles. And who else did the Packers lose to? What did you guys say before? They lost to another crappy team. Panthers? They lost to Panthers. So crazy. Anyways, so the best teams in the league. Let's put it in the chat. Let's go. Top 5 teams. Let's hear them. Top 5 teams in the league. Let's hear them. Cameo appearance very, very soon. I'm ready. I've been talking about this Colts team all year long, and talking about the Packers not playing well. Are you still on your Packers high horse? I mean, come on. This team does not look good. Super Bears Super Bowl. Ooh, baby, some ugly football. Yeah, you gotta hop on here soon. They needed overtime to beat the Michael Penix. Yeah, they did, but they beat him. They beat him. They're beating these teams. Other teams are losing to the bad teams. The Colts don't lose to the bad teams. The only team out there that hasn't lost to bad teams is the Broncos, and they lost to the Colts. So the Colts don't lose to bad teams. They still beat them. All these other teams lose to bad teams. The Bills lost to the Falcons. The Packers lost to the Panthers. Tied the Cowboys. So, yeah, they had to go to overtime, but this offense is dynamic. The rushing game is dynamic, and they finish teams off. So, I mean, look at the Broncos. They barely beat the Jets 13-11. What else you got? They beat the Jets 13-11. It took a miracle to beat the the Broncos had to beat the Giants with missed extra points by the Giants and an interception at the end of the game because Dable blows games. So that's how the Broncos win these games. And then they have to have Stroud to get injured to beat the Texans by 3. Like, come on. Give me something else besides the Colts only beat bad teams. That's such a weak argument. Give me a good argument. Give me a good argument. 7 turnovers the last 2 weeks. Yeah, they got to clean the sacks. The sacks worry me with the Colts. Daniel Jones only had a couple of turnovers recently, but the people are blitzing, so they're going to figure it out. They've been blitzing the Colts, but they're able to get the win. So that is a rough spot for Daniel Jones. But this rushing attack, watch out for the Colts, man. Watch out. But yeah, so the Colts beat the Falcons in overtime 31-25. It was a home game. It was out there in London where everybody plays. It's, rough game, usually not a lot of points, but they got some points. They got a decent amount of points. And Jonathan Taylor, JT MVP, got another 3 touchdowns. 3 more touchdowns for Jonathan Taylor, over 200 yards. He had 244 yards and 3 touchdowns. Daniel Jones had one passing touchdown to Pierce. He threw for 255, but 3 fumbles, 1 loss, and that one interception at the end of the half, that didn't matter though, Will. So that was like a garbage time interception. So that one doesn't bother me. But the fumbles, where he doesn't step up in the pocket, Daniel Jones, that worries me. And holding on to the ball too long. He's got to get it out faster, like the beginning of the year. Seahawks, Rams, Lions, Eagles, and Bucks. AFC is weak. No faith. You don't have the Colts in the top 5? What are you thinking? What are you thinking? The Bucks just lost. The Lions just... What is happening? The Colts are the best team in the league. They're number 1. The Seahawks and Rams, I agree, are way up there. The Seahawks and Rams, 2 of the best teams in the league. Because Stafford, Darnold, MVP level, JT, MVP level, and Patriots, MVP level. You don't have the Patriots up there? My top 5 is Colts, Pats, Rams, Seahawks, and who was the other one? So that's 4. Who's the other one? I guess I gotta put the Eagles up there because they still find ways to win. So the Eagles at 5. Nobody else. I mean, come on. Like, how do you not have the Colts up there? Starting looking around in your house. What was beeping? My bad. Was that my pager? No, it was my food. I heated up some food, so I gotta eat. But yeah, Broncos are outside. They were probably like number 6. The Broncos got to be number 6. The Giants fired Dable. He's out. He's out the window. The Bears are a 6-3 team. Who believes in the Bears? Anybody believe in the Bears? If the Steelers beat you, you're eliminated. Indianapolis and New England. Well, the Steelers have a winning record right now. So the Colts only lost to the Steelers and the Rams, and they should have beat the Rams, but that was a fluke occurrence. And the Colts had what? 6 turnovers against the Steelers and lost by 7. They only lost by 7 to the Steelers, and they had 6 turnovers. Such a sloppy game. It was one of the worst games they played. But we're moving that's gone. That's done. And moving on with the best offense in the league, the most scoring offense, the best rushing attack, and now they got sauce, so watch out for the Colts. But this is not a horseshoe news and blues. This is a little bit of everything. The Bears, does anybody think the Bears are a playoff team? Let me ask you that. Are you buying the Bears? So buy or sell. The Bears being a playoff team. Let me know what you think of that, because that's just ridiculous. I think it's ridiculous. I don't think the Bears are a playoff team, but they're 6-3. So let me know what you guys think. JT MVP. 17 points with 4 minutes. Come on, Rhino. Yeah, well, they lost. They lost the game. The Steelers outplayed them, but they only lost by 7. That's just what it is. But they're still the best team in the league. You can't give me a better team than the Colts right now. They looked a little sloppy, but that offense and the running game, domination. There's nobody else. They lost the Steelers. They have a winning record. They lost to the Rams, one of the best teams in the NFL, if not the best team in the NFL. They're right there. Nobody else has a better resume than the Colts right now. Nobody does. Nobody. There's nobody. Nobody. Patriots are close. They're number 2. Rams and Seahawks are up there, and then the Eagles. Those are the top 5. That's what I got. Nobody has that resume. Your Eagles won. They got them. They got them, Seth. It's true. It's true. So I don't believe in the Bears. I'm selling the Bears. Sell the Bears as a playoff team. We're still talking about Caleb Williams. So I don't think they make the playoffs. The Packers still should get it. So Packers should get in. And then we have the Seahawks and probably the Niners and the Rams. So the Rams win that division. I'm still sticking on that. What up, guy? Selling. Sell on the Bears. It's true. Sell those guys. Before we get to the next game, the Dolphins beating the Bills. The Dolphins smashed the Bills 30-13. The Dolphins smashed the crap out of them. You're not a bear believer. I like it. I like it there, Will. Where are the bottom 5 teams? The bottom 5, because we got some. We have some crazy games because the Jets beat the Browns. The Jets beat the Browns 27-20. So I got to go put the Browns down at the bottom 5 before I go and hop into the Bills, Dolphins, and other games. Didn't the Saints win too? Yeah, the Saints beat the Panthers. The Saints beat the Panthers. Unbelievable. Patriots beat the Bucks. The Bucks are out of the top 5. Yeah, Titans were on a bye, but they're still at the bottom. But wow, the Saints and the Jets both won. So who are the bottom 5 teams? So bottom 5, what do we got? The Titans. Who's down there? The Giants got to be down there too. So the Giants and the Browns probably hop into the bottom 5. Titans, Jets, Browns, Saints, and who's the other one? Giants? How's that for a bottom 5? Saints, let me see. What did we say? Steve says Saints, Jets, Browns, Bengals, and Dolphins. Dolphins beat the Bills. That moves them up a notch. The Bengals could be down there. They might be getting Joe Burrow back very soon, though. The Raiders. Yeah, the Raiders are bad. The Raiders might be there. Who can I move out of the bottom 5 of the Raiders? What up, Dane? I mean, we got Titans, Jets, Browns, Saints, and Giants. What spot? Who would take? What spot would the Raiders take? Man, that's tough. That's tough. Bottom 5, the Raiders. Yeah, Raiders. Is that the bottom 5? The Raiders and Titans. Yeah, this is the bottom 6. Titans, Jets, Saints, Browns, Bengals. The Giants are possibly there. The Patriots for the playoffs. The Raiders wouldn't score without Genti. You're probably right. Probably right. Yeah, I guess the Raiders have to be down there. Do the Giants not? I mean, they just fired their coach though. So the Jets, do you move the Jets at the bottom 5? Man, I guess we gotta have a bottom 6 because I don't know who to move out of there. The Saints are bad too. That's crazy. I don't even know. The Saints can score. Yeah, with Tyler Shuck, they're playing a little bit better with Shuck. Move the Saints out of there. So what do we got? Titans. What did I say? Let me see. Where did I put it? So Titans, Jets, Browns, Giants, Raiders. So something like that, and the Saints just miss out on the bottom 5. Interesting. Okay, bottom 10. Yeah, this bottom 5 or 6. Pretty brutal. Pretty brutal. All right, let's hop back to the recap. The Giants and the Bears. Bears came back to beat the Giants. Terrible. Dable's gone. See ya. Dart got hurt. Russell Wilson came out there. It was ugly. Ugly, ugly, ugly. The Bills just straight up lost to the Dolphins. Cook lost a fumble. Josh Allen threw an interception in the end zone. This is not things you want to do. I know it's a division game, but you can't lose by 17 to the Dolphins and think you're a good team. They lost by 17. They lost by 17. Yeah, the Colts went into overtime against the Falcons. The Bills got blown up by the Dolphins. This is what happens in the NFL. Teams don't go undefeated, and you got to win those close games. The Ravens beat the Vikings 27-19. The Ravens are back. Who thinks? Here we go. Let's go with this one. Who's winning the AFC North? Steelers, Ravens, or Bengals? Let me throw the Bengals in there because Burrow is coming back. If the Bengals can win the next 2 games, they're right behind the Steelers and the Ravens. The Ravens are 1 game behind the Steelers, and they haven't played each other yet. They got 2 games against each other. So they play each other twice. So Ravens, Steelers, and Bengals. The Bengals are probably the super slim chance, probably like a 1 to 2% chance, but I put them on there anyway. So Steelers, Ravens. Steelers with Lamar Jackson. Steelers with Aaron Rodgers, or Ravens with Lamar Jackson. I am leaning towards the Ravens. Ravens go and take that division. They smash the Steelers. They smash them. So the Colts play well. The Steelers play well against the Colts, and then they get beat up the following week. They get beat up bad. The Chargers spank them 25-10. So we'll get to that game in a moment, though. So the Vikings kicked a bunch of field goals. I think the Ravens had a bunch of field goals, but J.J. McCarthy's not the guy, not ready. So the Ravens have a favorable schedule. All right, you have to check that. But favorable schedule or not, they're taking on the Steelers head-to-head and getting back that division, which I can't believe. I pretty much ruled them out weeks ago, and they have a chance. The Browns lose to the Jets. They're both bad. Fields can't play. He can't throw. He's terrible. They're both 2-7. The Browns 0-5 away, and now the Jets are 1-5 at home. Ha! Classic. Both teams going to be in the bottom 10. They're not going anywhere. Dylan Gabriel got a few touchdowns, though. That was good. Fields, he's horrible. He's bad. I got to trade him back to Will. He sucks. I streamed the other game, the Patriots and the Buccaneers. The Patriots out-muscled the Bucs. They outplayed them, I thought, the whole way. The Patriots with Drake May, watch out. Possible MVP situation by Drake May in the second year. Patriots have a chance at the number 1 seed. They're going to lock up this division because the Bills are floundering. It's unreal. Ravens' defense is playing better. Yeah, they need that defense to step it up. And if Lamar can keep being Lamar, the Ravens back in it, and then they'll probably be the 4 seed. So I would say that the Ravens would be the 4 seed, and we'll go from there. But the Buccaneers took a dip. There are too many injuries. With Irving out, Evans out, Godwin out, it's just like Ibuka and a bunch of second-rate wide receivers, but they're still making plays. But too much for the Buccaneers to overcome, and lost to the Pats. Pats are dangerous. They're 5-0 away. Oh my God, they're 8-2. They're 5-0 away. That is insane for the Patriots. I don't want to see it. I don't even want to think about it. But man, the Patriots are a possible 1 seed. Browns, Jets, and Bengals. Next 3 games for Baltimore. Browns, Jets, Bengals. Win. Yeah, so they're winning their next 3 easy. Wow, Ravens are going to go bang, 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 win the next 3. They're going to take the division before they play the Steelers. They split with the Steelers. They still easily win that division. That's bonkers. All right, the Saints beat the Panthers 17-7. You can't figure out those Panthers. Panthers, they're 5-5. I don't know what's going on with that team. The Saints get their second win. They beat the Giants and the Panthers. Panthers aren't making the playoffs. They win, they lose, they win. They're a weird team. Weird team. Shuck, though, getting some good experience to see if he's the future. So it's nice to see Shuck and Dart getting a lot of action for their respective teams. But, yeah, give them as much experience in their rookie year as you can, and then by next year, watch out. Maybe they take a nice little leap. Look at Drake May. Caleb Williams. Jaden Daniels. Pew. Bo Nix. Pew. So those two guys going the wrong way. Caleb Williams moving up and Drake May moving up. Penix moving down. He looks awful. The Colts stuffed Penix. They crushed him. He had a 43% passing against the Colts. Sauce. And then the Colts are going to get Ward back, and they have Sauce and Ward. Watch out. If Caleb keeps leading fourth quarter comebacks, get him in the MVP race now. He's not going to get in the MVP race. Not yet. He needs a lot more work to do for when they start talking about Caleb Williams in the MVP race. He was brutal in the beginning. We got a while there, Thane. Hold your horses on Caleb Williams for MVP. All right. JSN and Jonathan Taylor for Offensive Player of the Year, but chill on Caleb Williams for MVP. All right, Jaguars and Texans. What a crazy ending. I caught that ending. I'm like, the Jaguars are going to win. They're going to win. They're going to win. They crushed them. They're up by, 17? And the Texans come back, work their way back, and Mills with a touchdown. Davis and Mills gets a touchdown in like the final 35 seconds to take the lead to win the game. And the Texans won 36-29. So the Jaguars dropping to 5-4, and the Texans 4-5. So the Colts 8-2. Jaguars 5-4. They're up by 2.5 games. 2.5 games after week 10. So big time loss for the Jaguars. The Jaguars are falling down. Like I said, they were overrated at the beginning of the year. And look at them. Now they're down to 5-4. Texans trying to fight their way back, but they're 4-5. It's all defense, no offense. You guys got to believe what I'm saying. I'm telling you good things all year long. Look what's happening. It's coming into play. The Jaguars crumbling. People are like, oh, Jaguars going to win the division. Come on now. They're 5-4. They look like crap. They're trash. What up, KQ? So I've been saying these things. I've been watching these games. It's crazy. The Seahawks. So the next few games are blowouts. The Seahawks blew out the Cardinals. Brissett got destroyed. He did throw 2 touchdowns, but Sam Darnold is a serious MVP possibility. Sam Darnold, I watch him. His throws are nice. I can't believe it. I'm not a Sam Darnold guy, but man, he looks good. And the Seahawks have a decent defense as well, pretty good. But Darnold's passes, I think he's got the best accuracy in the league right now. I don't know what I'm saying. But I watch Darnold. His passes, man, they're beautiful. They're beautiful. They really are. I mean, I know he has JSN, but still. Even throwing these other guys, his balls are crisp. Crisp, I tell you. So the Seahawks, I still have them a wild card to the Rams because Stafford is the other MVP case. So we'll see that Rams-Seahawks game coming up. That might really decide the division. Colts need to beat Jacksonville. Duval. The Rams destroyed the Niners 42-26 to take a step in the right direction in that division. Love it. Stafford, awesome. Puka, amazing. The running game, beautiful. They're just weak at tight end. Niners have been injured all year, so it's shocking the Niners are 6-4 with that team, with all those injuries, with no Purdy, with Mac Jones. Mac Jones is going to try to get a starter-level money going to next year because I don't think he's going to stick around because Purdy's the guy for San Francisco. So Jones might play himself into a starter role next year. We got to keep an eye on that. Darnold is dropping dimes. Yeah, he is looking really good. I mean, Daniel Jones is looking good, but nowhere near what Sam Darnold's doing. Darnold is blowing things up. He is dangerous. Daniel Jones playing well, but not Darnold dangerous. Dangerous Darnold. Who would have thought? I didn't have him high, maybe because Darnold went to the Jets. I was not big on Darnold, but after he left the Jets, rising on up, man, rising up. Oh no, the Lions did win. They won. They crushed the Commanders. They lost last week. That's what I was thinking. So the Lions back on top of the division, 6-3, tied with the Bears. The Bears, 44-22. The Commanders, they're horrible. They're injured. Daniels is done. His elbow's destroyed. So the Lions should get the division. Packers should be right behind them. The Bears, it's Bears or 49ers for that 7th spot. That's my opinion. The Bears or Niners. Who makes, you know what, let's put it up to vote. Bears or Niners for the wild card, for the 7th spot. Who's more capable of being a 7th spot? The Bears or the Niners? Bears, Niners. Bears, Niners. I know it's a tough decision. It's a ridiculous question, but I think it comes down to those two teams. I had the Niners at the 7 because they got two teams in that division: Rams, Seahawks, Niners, and then Lions, Packers. That's how I see the division. Falcons don't make the playoffs. It's only the Bucks. And then it's only the Eagles. I don't think the Cowboys are in play. The Cowboys aren't in play. Steve's got the Niners. I mean, like this might only be a week or two that we actually talk about the Bears, but they're still 6-3. So pretty intense. Then the Steelers got shellacked by the Chargers, 25-10. The Chargers rising on up. They're 7-3, right behind the Broncos. 5-4 Steelers. And then we have the Bengals, Cowboys, Titans, Chiefs on a bye. Chiefs have the Broncos next week. Chiefs, Broncos next week. That's a huge one. Huge game. And Cowboys going nowhere. So, Chiefs versus Broncos. Where is that one? Let me see. Let me see next week's real quick. I don't know where it is. Jets, Patriots on Thursday. Ugh. Commanders, Dolphins. Ick. It's the later game. I think it's in Denver. So who do you guys got to win this game? Chiefs versus Broncos at Mile High in Power. So who's winning that game? Chiefs or Broncos? Chiefs or Broncos? The Lions and the Eagles next week is pretty nice. We'll do the pre-snap read on Thursday. But we'll just see what you think of the Broncos and the Chiefs next week. Colts are on a bye and the Saints are on a bye. Man, oh man. Man, oh man. How does Delay talk about the Colts not being one of the best teams? The arguments are so weak. Such weak arguments. They barely beat they had to go to overtime with the Falcons. But they're not losing to bad teams. They don't lose. Denver might not win that game. Probably not. Chiefs light it up. Oh, Gaming Boy says Denver. Mac and cheese is having a renaissance. You're not a Chiefs fan, but they could cook up the Broncos. I'm worried that it's home for the Broncos, so they might have the advantage. We got to see how Patty Mahomes does against that Chiefs defense. Patty Mahomes does against that Broncos defense. So we'll see how legit. Danny Dimes carved up the Broncos defense, and Herbert beat the Broncos, but didn't look good. So we got to see if Patty Mahomes dices them up. And then we'll really see how good these Broncos are with their 13 points against the Jets. Their 18 points against the Texans. I don't know if the Broncos can score. Bo Nix is really fallen off since last year. Giants fan wants the Broncos. Yeah. Man, oh man, Denver's going to run the ball, eke out a win over the Chiefs. It's probably going to be a close one, and it's going to come down to the wire. Mahomes versus Knicks. Who's going to go march down the field and get the win? That's what we got to see. All right. Yeah, but the Colts are the best team in the league. Patriots are up there, sad to say. Eagles with the win today. They're up there. And who else is up on the top? The Seahawks and the Rams. These are all the teams I like. These are all the teams that are winning. These are all the teams that look pretty good. Eagles on the bottom. They're 5. But Colts, Patriots, Seahawks, Rams are playing the best football. Those are my top 4. And Eagles are 5. So the best football. Colts, Patriots, Rams, Seahawks. In whatever order you want. If you don't want to give it to the Colts, those are the top 4. Eagles just outside that at number 5. Because, man, that was a dud of a game. Defense playing well, but what a dud. Too many duds. No wild cards. The Bears tied with the Lions at the top of the North. That's so crazy. But I don't see them taking the Lions out for that spot. Let me see next week. When are the Lions playing the Bears? Hopefully soon. Lions, Eagles next week. And the Bears have the Vikings. Ooh, the Vikings might be able to take a game up if they beat the Vikings. That's crazy. Let's see, week 12 real quick before I end it up. The Colts, Chiefs, that's a nasty game. Bills, Texans. Patriots, Bengals. Giants, Lions. Vikings, Packers. Seahawks, Titans. Jets, Ravens, Browns, Raiders, Jaguars, Cardinals, Eagles, Cowboys, Falcons, Saints, Buccaneers, Rams, Panthers, Niners. Where's the Bears? The Bears got the Steelers. Okay. But yeah, that's that. We'll be back on Thursday for a pre-snap read. We got to get that before the game, pre-snap read. I didn't set it up last time. Totally forgot about it at work. And so we'll do pre-snap read, then we'll do Thursday Night Football. I'll be off the next 2 nights with tutoring. If something crazy happens and my tutoring cancels, I'll squeeze in either the Nuggets or the Avalanche on one of those nights, hopefully, if the sessions cancel. Otherwise, we'll be off on Tuesday and Wednesday night. So, that's it. Thanks for the show. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching on Monday Night Football. Sorry the game couldn't have been better, but we'll keep on talking more and more football all the way to the Super Bowl, Sunday, February 8th. Hopefully the Colts in there. But, all right, we are shutting it down. We'll be back Thursday for a pre-snap read. All right, so make sure you guys go and master something. Learn something new. Master it. Get really good at it. Don't become obsolete. Pre-snap read Thursday.